Away from politics now, the need for the adoption of smart grid technology, a feature of distribution substation enhancement, has been identified as one of the ways to address the incessant national grid collapse in the country. This was made known during a distinguished engineering lecture held in Abeokuta. TVC News' Kazim Olowe was there.
The national grid has suffered collapse for many times this year, and there seems to be no solution in sight. The unstable power supply in the country affects not only the manufacturing sector, but every aspect of the country's economy. In her remarks, the Ogun State Deputy Governor seeks the collaboration of professional engineers with government towards the actualization of a better society. She commended the organizers for putting up such program to celebrate excellence in the engineering sector and to provide solution to one of the challenges confronting the country.
This is what we must do as engineers, whichever sector of engineering we are. Make sure that we are positioned to support the elected officers in this country, to make sure that the best decisions are taken in the interest of the country. Because as Engineer Balogun identified, there's a disconnect between what the people need and what the policymakers are trying to do.
The guest lecturer says condition of the power sector can be attributed to the inadequate and inefficient power plants, poor transmission, distribution facilities, and outdated metering system used by the electricity consumers.
We know that the system instability is as a result of dilapidated infrastructure on the downstream. And the enhancement will address the problem of dilapidation in the downstream. So once we start isolating that, then we can now go into the drawing board. How do we make our system to be stable? We need to improvise the SCADA to ensure that the frequency stabilities are put in place, to ensure that powers are drawn as at when needed, and when it's not needed, there are protection for it. These are things that the SCADA system will provide. And that's why I say in the short run, let us make sure that consumer didn't feel the effect of the enhancement on the upstream.
I believe that from this lecture, we already have a way forward on how to solve frequent national grid collapse, which we have been observing in our dear country.
Stakeholders at the event say their major expectation is to see the recent reforms in the power sector translate to positive development in the nation's power supply. Kazim Olowe, TVC News, Abeokuta.